I literally can't see any difference with the depth of field on versus limited, and since there is no performance difference, just set it to whatever you like. Motion blur depends on personal preference, and even though I believe that everyone who decides to play with it on is a savage, I would give you a pass here. It somehow agrees with this fairy tale looking game, but motion blur is almost impossible to measure simply because it's heavily based on camera movement. So all I can say is that you might get 1 FPS with it turned off. This one is a no-brainer. As per usual, volumetric fog makes basically no difference in visual quality, yet setting it to the highest gobbles frames, so low is the way. Ambient occlusion, in my opinion, you should put it on low because performance gain is way too big, while visual difference is negligible to the point where you won't even notice it while playing the game, so set it to low. Post-processing, in my opinion, should be split into more settings instead of putting everything in one, but whatever, they did what they did. So basically in the first two, like the first two highest, ultra and high, it has filmic grain on it and some chromatic aberration. On top of that, way more bloom than the lower settings. And I believe that on medium and low, you either completely lose anti-aliasing or it's significantly lower than ultra and high. So if you want anti-aliasing, I would set it to high for 4% performance boost. But if you are like me and you prefer your games to look very crisp, then put it all the way to low. Although on low and medium, it kinda appears like the game is a bit darker, so you decide either low or high, and on top of that, on low, the vignetting gets lost. With textures, performance difference is within the margin of error, so I would say keep it on ultra, unless your GPU has like 2 MB of VRAM, in that case just drop it to low. In Foliage, frame rate difference between high and low is laughable, yet going all the way down makes the ground look physically miserable, so I would suggest sticking to ultra unless you're really struggling for frames, but even then, I wouldn't really go lower than high. Shadows. Highest setting here gives you sharper close range shadows, which in my opinion doesn't even make too much sense in this game. Softer shadows just agree more with the aesthetics of this game. Set it to medium for 20% FPS boost and you won't even notice the difference while playing. Wouldn't really go all the way down with these settings because in some places you lose a bit too much shadow detail. Overall, with my optimized settings, you should gain around 54% performance boost compared to Ultra preset. If for some reason you still want more frames or need them, I would drop resolution scale. But if you do that, I would set post-processing to high, not Ultra, just high, for the extra anti-aliasing. And overall, if you don't like the crisp look of the game with post-processing on the lowest, just set it to high. You should still be getting more than 50% performance boost compared to Ultra preset, but your game will look softer.
want to get to them. Our brother Taro was trapped.
Great idea, Saya.
Help us free Taro and we'll take you to...
Woohoo!
Come on, our village is this way.